wall color is called Dead Trout from Farrow and Ball, which I'm no marketing genius, but that sounds like a horrible idea to name a paint that color. But who knew? I picked this watch that was called Dead Trout.
You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story. Like and subscribe for more.
Welcome and bienvenue, welcome. Hi, I'm Jill Kargman. Welcome to my Midtown Digs. So this is the kitchen. It has a pizza oven, and it's the broker who brought me in said, well, obviously you would rip out the pizza oven. I was like, I'm gonna stop you right there. I have 3 kids. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So it made us a very popular play date in the beginning, but yeah, I'm not a really good cook, but I can do a pizza. So I'm a writer. I write trashy novels, I write essays, and I write for TV.
Do you know how hard it is to get a babysitter in 2 hours notice? Hi.
Where are the kiddos? I brought toys.
Bet you did.
Kids, the babysitter's here.
I think this house was built, I think it was 1906, I was told. It's a carriage house. It used to be for horses, and then like the servants of the rich people that lived on Fifth Avenue. So they had a separate house for their staff and their carriage. I love it. It's our quote unquote forever home. And I live here with my husband, Harry, and our teenagers, Sadie, Ivy, and Fletch. This is our living room. This is a little dining area. I had the table here and these chairs from our last apartment. I tried to, bring as much shit as I could. And then this is a mirror I got on First Dibs sight unseen. We were so lucky. It kind of looked great with this marble. I'm a big Game of Thrones addict. And so this reminded me of like a Winterfell fireplace screen. I was really into it. And in fact, one of my prized possessions, my friend Crystal stole this 3-eyed raven from an HBO premiere party. And that is fucking friendship.
Do you and your husband have the same taste in style?
No, but I bent him to my well. So we put our wedding china in here. I'm sort of a tabletop whore, and I have a bunch of different sets of china, and I use it all the time. We don't have like keep the special plates. We crack out the special plates every night. Like we just don't believe in saving things because we're all going to be dead in 60 years. We want to use the good shit. These are these sort of graphic, who makes this? Bernard Doe. I have black ones and white ones. And like these black lace chargers, but I like sort of an eclectic tabletop, and I have a shitload of linens that I love to switch it up because we have dinner parties pretty much once a week. Not ragers, but 8 people. That's sort of my max.
And how would you describe your interior design taste?
I guess I would describe it as kind of Sicilian widow, as my mom calls me, gothic, chic, it's sort of a hodgepodge. We're kind of eccentric. So one artist that I'm obsessed with that I'm very proud that we discovered 20 years ago is Tauba Auerbach. She was in San Francisco. Now she lives in Brooklyn, and we've actually gotten to meet her a few times and just love her. And she did an alphabet series with a tiny little micron pen. And you can't really probably see, but these are thin, just hand-drawn pen lines. And it just makes a really cool kind of gothic K that I love. We're really into art fairs. I feel like we started getting stuff, and I hate when people say collecting because it sounds so pretentious. I think it's like, I'm a collector. People are starving, but I collect. We do not collect like that. We got stuff at the affordable art fair for $200, and like artists that we were friends with, my tattoo artist who has made incredible things. And what's amazing is that we were kind of kids when we started doing that, and they've all kind of grown up. So we're very proud about some of the things we got for a couple $100 and watch their careers flourish over the 22 years Harry and I have been together. So this is sort of where we sit around with all our friends. I'm a big wine and cheese person, and my friends will come and we'll just drink and gossip. And this is sort of a collection of stuff that, again, this isn't necessarily fine art. Like, for example, this was 10 euros at Clignancourt. I bought it in Paris. It was a calligrapher's font sheet to show, a calligrapher could show potential clients the different fonts that he does. And it was 10 euros. it cost me more to frame it than for the actual thing. And these are all letters that I bought in London on Portobello Road, just old printing press letters. And I assembled them together in an old printer's drawer. This is my portrait from writing for Vanity Fair with my big mouth, I guess. And, so it's a hodgepodge. It's sort of that quote unquote high-low. So this is Scott Campbell, who did 2 of my tattoos. And he's a friend and a genius and a beautiful fine artist. I think a lot of tattoo artists are really good at fine artists, but he's especially so. And he took $101 bills and he laser cut them. And the lattice work in here is so fine and detailed. I can't get over it. Sometimes I just put my nose in it and stare at it. It's breathtaking. We spend a lot of time here. We're big TV people. My New Year's resolution was to watch more TV. And above the TV, we have these weather vanes. Some of them are shitty and iron and rusted, and I fucking love them. And then in the middle of the 2 rows are x-rays of dead people's gloves that were unearthed in Hollywood in an old trousseau of motion picture costumes, and an artist x-rayed them. And I'm obsessed with them. They're sort of spooky and beautiful, and I love things that are kind of romantic and violent at the same time. And I just love our little wall, and it distracts from the monster TV. We were living 2 blocks away, and we had outgrown our apartment. We had like a classic 6, and my son was living on the couch. We were really kind of desperate, and realtors can smell desperation. And this house wasn't on the market, actually. I was walking by because I had a really small radius that I wanted. I call this area Dorito, down under Roosevelt Island tram overpass. And I was walking by, and I see this guy coming out of here with these folders. And I said, "Is this house going on the market?" And he goes, "Maybe. Are you looking?" And I said, "Maybe." And he said, "Who's your broker?" And I said, "You are." So he sort of like brought me in, snuck me in, and we kind of like did a deal off the market. So it was really fucking lucky. This is an antique teaching alphabet that my dad got me. These are little ivory squares. And because I'm a writer, I have a fondness for alphabets. And so one of my kids just put all our names on there, but I just love this. I think it's so beautiful. I love this wallpaper so much. My best friend Lauren from high school decorated this, and she found it and said, "You're probably not gonna go for it, but you're gonna die. You're gonna be obsessed with it." And I was licking it. I was obsessed with it, and we really had to splurge on it. So I could only do a really small space with it, but I appreciate it every single day. So this is collage by Carlos Iris. He's from Argentina. He basically took $1 bills and cut them into this beautiful Gothic font. And this is the lyrics of Sweet Dreams by the Eurythmics. This was my 20th anniversary present from Harry. It's a Dutch still life. I love Vanitas paintings because it's just a daily reminder that all these beautiful things you can't take with you. And we're gonna look like that guy one day. So appreciate the flowers while you have them. There's an hourglass. Appreciate every second you have. And I just love waking up to it and going to bed with it. So this bed, this we got, I feel like 19 or 20 years ago, maybe, in our 3rd apartment together. And I just love it. We spend all our time here. All 5 of us pile in here and watch Big Mouth on Netflix or whatever it is. And I just love it. It just is so cozy when you're lying in it. You feel like you're in a little baby fortress. It's so protected. So this is my office. I spend a lot of time here. I write here and do Zooms here and all that stuff. This whole thing is filled with stationery. I have many different kinds of stationery. I have some just for condolence letters because the bodies are piling up these days. I'm middle-aged, turning 48 this year. So it's really sad. Like I've had to buy condolence letter stationery. So this is my stationery region. These are little gift tags. Everything you see is by Kargman in Williamsburg. He has a 150-year-old letterpress. These are my little gift tags. My initials are next to each other in the alphabet. So it's the whole alphabet and then JK in red. And I also have the card version. And then this is my stationery with Harry. Oh, by the way, I'm not a tree murderer. All of this is cotton. It's called museum board if you're working with Kargman. So no trees killed. You're welcome. This you can't write a condolence letter on because it's like, yay, they're dead. Like I have to kind of pick. And then I have my sympathy cards. Oh, these are place cards for dinner parties. And then each kid has their own because I'm really into thank you notes. So any gift any of my kids get, they are forced to sit down and write a full 2-page, not of this thank you note where it's all scrunched up here. Like I make them write a proper fucking note. You know what? They used to hate it. And I said, manners show that you care about people and you're going to write a thank you note. Everyone in this family writes thank you notes. So we have an elevator, but I'm claustrophobic after having been trapped in an elevator in Paris, which is like a vertical coffin. So I don't go in here ever. So this is our little library, the kids' kind of reading nook. My mahjong sets live here, baby books, all the books. And I love it. It's just like a cozy little area. The one thing I would take out of this house is my kids' baby books because I'm like a secret crafter. I know it's so not my personality to be like literal Martha Stewart with this. It's the only thing I do that's crafty, but I spent hours with their pictures. And when I had kids, there was no such thing as smartphones. So all of those original photos of their first years were analog. So I made these scrapbooks for them. These are like foreign editions of my books in Japanese and Czech and Quando la mamma è stronza, Italian. So it's kind of cool to know that they're in other books. Super Trip. I don't even know what that says, but I like when they send them. I think it's kind of exciting and weird. Okay, so these are wax seals. You know, I love letters. So it's a collection of wax seals from all these different French marquises and dukes and shit, barons. And I just love how they look. And then this is all my kids' art. They have their ceramics, the Millennium Falcon, all this stuff. Fletch did this in woodshop class. It's like a laser venom. This is Sadie's obese unicorn. Cartman from South Park is a family favorite. So one fun thing that I copied my mom is she loves calligraphy too. So she saved all the table cards and envelopes that popped out in the mail that she just didn't have the heart to throw away. She had an ephemera box and then she made a collage and put them in a frame. And so I just copied her because I think it's so pretty. So this is our guest room. It only fits one person, but I really love it. It's so cozy and my kids aren't allowed TVs in their rooms. So sometimes if they're fighting over the TV downstairs, one of them will kind of hole up here and binge something. There's star ceiling wallpaper and then the bows here, this lattice, and then this fabulous tulip fabric she found. And I just feel like all of them together make a little cozy jewel box.
Thanks for watching. For more Homeworthy content, be sure to like and subscribe.